Here is what the completed shape looks like. And you saw from the previous clips basically how I made it, and also how I added on the details such as the indent going all the way around the top part of the cup to make the lid. And also the circle on top as well, and also the hole for the straw. And I pretty much made this the exact same way that I made my Burger King squishy drink right here. So this is made the exact same way as this one. However, the height is quite different. As you can see, this one is shorter. So I guess this can be a medium-sized drink and this one can be a large-sized drink. At least that's what my dad told me, so I'm just going to go with that. But yeah, this is still made the same way, except it is shorter. But you can, of course, make yours like whatever size you want and whatever height you want as well. I also noticed that it's pretty much the same height as this glass as well. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And also I ended up having to trim the bottom slightly because for some reason it was standing quite lopsided, so I had to try and make it more levelled, I guess. So I just cut off some of it from the bottom just really carefully, but you still want to make sure that the bottom is quite flat so that way it can still stand, of course. And my one does stand a little bit straighter now. It is still maybe a little bit wonky, but still it's good enough for me. And I also looked at these two images here as well when I was making the shape. And I noticed that there are a few other details on the cup. For example, there is another indent down here and also right there as well. But I decided not to add that to my one, just because this took me long enough already, so I'm just going to leave it like this. But again, it's up to you how you want to make yours. I'm really happy with how the shape looks. I think it's really good. And obviously this is where the straw is going to go later. So yeah, you can make it whatever size and whatever height you want, and also it's up to you if you want to add on these extra details as well. And then once you have the shape ready, we can move on to the next step. So next what I did was I painted the entire squishy white, as you can see, including the top and the bottom as well. And also what I did was I made this stencil, and you basically saw how I did this as well. So you just want to find an image of the Chick-fil-A logo on Google. It's really easy to find. And then you just want to copy and paste it onto a Word document to make it as big as you want, depending on how big you've made your squishy, of course. And then you just want to print that out. And I actually recommend that you print out a few different size ones, so that way then you can find the one that is perfect for fitting onto the squishy. So I recommend that you print out quite a few different size ones until you find the right one for the squishy. And then what I did was I just cut it out just using my craft knife. And also cut away the rest of the paper just using my scissors. And then you should have a stencil that looks like this. And this is just going to help you paint it onto the cup, of course. So you want to make sure that it fits well. And we're going to be painting that on with red paint, of course. And by the way, you do not have to use a template or a stencil for this. You can just paint it on by hand if you want to, but I just find this a lot easier. So yeah, now on to the next step. Next what I did was I painted on the logo onto the cup just using my stencil and my red puffy paint. So I just placed the stencil onto the side of the cup and made sure that it was flat, and then I just used one of these foam brushes just to dab on the red paint. And then I just took the stencil off of the squishy and then just fixed up the logo slightly just using a small paintbrush, and also just the puffy paint by itself just to clean it up. And also looked at these two images here as reference again. And again, I made mine slightly different, but still it's very close to it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So that's what it looks like. And again, it is up to you if you want to use a stencil for this or not. You can just paint the whole thing on by hand. So now you just want to let your squishy completely dry, and then we can move on to the next step. So next what you want to do is you want to make the straw, and it is up to you what you want to use to make it. You can make it out of foam or sponge if you want to, and then just paint it red, or you can do what I'm doing and just use some red felt, or you can even use a real red straw if you have one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out a small rectangle shape from this felt, and really just make it whatever length you want, but don't make it like too small, obviously. So I'm just going to cut it about here. I'm just going to cut out a rectangle. So like that. And then next what you want to do is you want to roll it into a tube shape or a straw shape. And if it's still a little bit too like a little bit too wide around here, then you can trim it a bit more if you want to. I'm probably going to trim mine just a little bit more. So yeah, just roll it into a straw shape until you're happy with the way it looks. And then what you want to do is you want to secure that all the way down just using some strong glue. And again, I'm just going to be using my all-purpose glue. So I'm just going to do that and I'll be right back. Here is what the final squishy looks like. And lastly what I did was I just glued in the straw in the hole on the top of the cup, just using my strong glue again. And I'm really happy with how this turned out, and it is really soft and squishy as well. I think I did a really good job on this one. Well, I think I did a good job on all of them, but I think this one is my top favourite so far. And I think the burger comes in at second and then the fries are third. Yeah, I think I did a really good job on the shape of it, and also I think the logo on it turned out really good as well. I'm really glad I didn't mess up. Because again, I was really scared about messing it up, kind of like when I was painting on the logo on the bag. And again, it's completely up to you, like how big or small you want to make it, and also like how high you want to make it as well. I've pretty much made this the exact same size as a large drink, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I just really like how it turned out. You can see my fingerprints in it when I squish it. It's really soft. And also again, it's up to you how you want to make the straw. Again, you can use felt like I did, or you can use a real red straw, or you can like make it out of foam and just paint it red if you want to. It's completely up to you. Again, this is the exact same way I made the straw for my Burger King drink. Yeah, I'm really proud of this, and I really like how these all look together. And by the way, if you haven't seen all the other parts of this series yet, then please go and check them out. I will link the playlist in the description box below. Almost couldn't talk there. But yeah, if you haven't seen all the other parts of this series yet, then please go and check them out if you want to know how to make the bag, the fries and the burger. Or the chicken sandwich. And I really hope you enjoyed watching part 4. And I'm thinking about doing maybe one more part for this series because I really want to make a dessert themed squishy to go with this set. Because I didn't do that for my last fast food squishy series, which was the Burger King one. So I really want to try and make a dessert themed squishy to go with this set, which I think would be really good. But I need to do my research a bit more because I don't know exactly what Chick-fil-A does for desserts. But yeah, please stay tuned for part 5, which again should hopefully be coming up in another week. Again, can never say for sure. Sorry about any background noises, by the way. My neighbours are working on something, but yeah. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please stay tuned for part 5, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!